yes, Pep made 5 changes, but the players that were on the pitch, you would have expected them to come through this one with a win. Let's welcome in Luis Garcia and Frank Leboeuf. Frank, you had a close eye on this game. What went wrong for City?
Sloppiness, I would say. They weren't into the game, for 90 minutes. Even with the substitution, it didn't work. In contrary to the Saints, who did the game they had to do. When you play a cup game, a quarterfinal of the cup game, and I think it's the first time for Guardiola that he's out of the quarterfinal in 15 years. You have to be into the game and ready to play a cup game, and it wasn't the case for Manchester City. And the Saints did what they had to do. It's the first goal for Mara since he joined Southampton, and everybody was spot on in the Saints side, where again sloppiness. Slowness is defining Manchester City. I saw nothing. That's the first time this season I see what the hell is going around with City. I didn't see anything. I think they had no shot on target. And defensively they were nowhere near it. So they deserve to lose.
Who was the poorest player in your opinion today, Frank?
Hard to say. Really hard to say. Of course, Ortega is guilty for the second goal, but he had some saves. I would say overall, everybody was sloppy. Everybody, even the substitute when they came, I barely saw De Bruyne, I barely saw some others, and Haaland, we didn't see him at all. I think the spirit of the team and the spirit of each players didn't travel to Southampton, and they stayed in Manchester, I guess, because I saw nothing. Comparing to what I normally see today was nothing. I think we saw even Pep Guardiola wasn't upset at the end of the game. He was smiling to the coach, accepting the defeat, which is really rare for him, and accepted the fact that they deserve to lose.
It is strange because, as Frank was mentioning, it's a cup that they often win, 6 of the last 9 for Pep Guardiola. It's usually that cup that sends them on their way and gives them a bit of a spring in their step for what's ahead for the rest of the season. Is this going to hurt them?
Well, it's just rare to find a Manchester City team that seems disinterested, that lacks quality in their passing game, that is turning the ball unnecessarily, that doesn't get a shot on goal. And you are playing against Southampton, who, if you don't know, they've struggled the whole year. And they've struggled. And I just think it's part of Manchester City thinking about bigger things. And that perhaps the League Cup is something that they just kind of go, you know what, been there, done that. We're just going to show up, and if we win, we win. And if we don't, we just have bigger things to worry about. I just don't think that is the mentality that you should have. It is not the approach that you should take. Every trophy is important. Of course, there are degrees of importance, but when it is an elimination game, at the very least, you want to see some urgency. At the very least, you want to see competitiveness. And certainly from a team of the caliber of Manchester City, you want to see some quality, and we didn't see any of that today.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, Luis? Because with that attitude, say they have gone out there and thought, if we win, we win, and if we don't, we don't. When you've got those players out there, I don't know if he can think that. That's usually said if you put a youth team out there. And as I said earlier, this is a cup competition that Pep usually takes seriously and usually helps them forwards.
Yes, of course, but it's a little bit of a mix. You arrive to a game in the middle of the week thinking that you have Manchester United and Tottenham coming up. The players who are involved in this one probably are not going to be involved against United, so that kind of gives you even less. You need to focus and motivate yourself quite a lot to try to play against Southampton. And then in the other side, you got a team that is extra motivated because they know that they have a chance to go to a semi-final of the Cup, maybe even win it if they are lucky. And when you see that the players are not giving that 100%, you start believing in yourself. You start giving more. So I think it was a poor performance of Manchester City that we rarely see that happening in any competition or in any game, even in friendly. But it can happen, and I think that everybody who has been playing on the game, and I'm sure that Ali and Fran will agree with me, there are games like this one where nothing happened, it's late at night, it's cold, it's like not the best game. And yes, if you, because you got more talent, win it, perfect, you go through. But if not, okay, let's focus on Manchester United because we got bigger things coming up.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.